Yo, what's up, man? It's Rising Phoenix back at it with another video. So I've been receiving a lot of comments from you guys talking about, oh, bro, how do you record? What are your settings? What is it that you do when you record? What software? All this and all that. Basically, this video is just to explain how I record, what software I use, and just to kind of go through each one of the settings with you guys. So, as I mentioned to a bunch of you people, I use the Radeon Relive software to actually record all of my videos. In fact, this video that I'm recording right now is using Radeon Relive. So Radeon Relive comes with the AMD Adrenalin drivers by default. So as soon as you install the drivers, you already have it, man. If you're on Radeon 6000 series, 5000 series, 7000 series like I am, then you automatically already have it. Cool, so we're gonna open Radeon Software. So by default, you should arrive on this home page right here. We'll just maximize it. So what you want to do is click on the settings icon here, and then click on recording and stream. So over here we got a bunch of settings right here, and I'm going to go through not every single one of them, but I'm going to go through a bunch of them. So the first one over here is record desktop. So this is self-explanatory. It's just to choose whether or not you want Radeon Relive to be able to record your desktop. For me, it's yes, absolutely yes, every single time. Show indicator to show that the video is recording. I just disabled that, but when it's enabled, you'll see a little icon in one of the corners. I don't know where exactly, maybe the top left, top right, bottom left, whatever, just to show you that, hey, the video is recording right now. Borderless region capture. Yeah, I've never used this one, but I think it's self-explanatory. It basically just means, do you want the window borders to be recorded or not? So cool. So recording profile. So by default, this should be at one of these settings here, either high, medium, or low. So for me, it's at custom, and it allows me to just dial in my custom settings. So recording resolution is set to in-game. So whether your game is at 1080p, 1440p, or ultra wide like I'm on, the recording resolution will always be whatever the game is set to, basically. So recording FPS is obviously 60. You want that at 60 every time. I don't know why you'd run it at 30, but 60 is always best. So video bitrate is actually an interesting one. You want this to be at 100%, at the maximum every single time. So this is in megabits per second. So the higher the setting, the better the quality of the video is going to be. And it's the same for this audio bitrate setting here. So the maximum here is 320 kilobits per second. The higher the higher the setting, the better the audio quality. So encoding type is where it gets even more interesting, because you have three options here. Now if you're on Radeon 6000 and 5000, you only have two options, which are AVC and HEVC. So if you're on Radeon 7000 like I am, you have the option for AV1, which is a brand new, well, kind of brand new encoding codec. So what are the main differences between these three, or these two if you only have these two? So we'll start with AVC. AVC is the traditional video codec used for just basic MP4 recordings, basically. So it was the standard for quite some time. So the main drawback of AVC is that you get the higher the quality of the video, the significantly larger the file size will be once you're done recording, which is where HEVC comes in and solves that problem. So with HEVC, you get the same quality or close to the same quality as AVC with a much lower file size, a significantly lower file size. So back when I had my Radeon RX 6800, I was recording in HEVC every single time, because fuck AVC. AVC was alright, but HEVC is just significantly better. So this leads me to AV1. So AV1 is, like I said, it's kind of brand new. It's not really widely supported and everything. but the aim of the game is to improve on what HEVC improved on, by my understanding. So you get the same quality as HEVC, or close to the same quality at a much lower file size again. So I've experimented with AV1 encoding in a few of my videos now, and what I found is that even though it's great in terms of, like, file size, I just find that the final output of the video after editing is just not that great. It's just not as good as HEVC, even at the same bitrate. Now, I don't know if it's my editing software, if it's my setup, or what. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's different for other people, but I just found that HEVC videos are just significantly better after the whole editing and exporting process. Now, I will warn you, if you choose AV1 as the encoder, you won't be able to edit your videos in Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you use Premiere Pro as your main editing software, do not pick AV1. Always go for HEVC every single time. Cool. So audio channels, this setting I just left at automatic. So if you have like a stereo system, it'll record in stereo. If you have a mono system, it'll record in mono. If it's surround sound like I'm on, it'll record in whatever surround sound you've got, whether it's 2.1, 5.1, etc. Separate microphone audio track. So this setting is enabled. You absolutely need this, because if it's a case whereby you want your microphone being recorded alongside your video, like what I'm doing right now, what you want is to be able to separate the microphone track from the main audio track of the video, which is extremely helpful just in case you want to chop out bits of your microphone recording that you don't want. Cool. So record microphone, if you want to record your microphone, just enable this microphone audio level. So what's the volume you want for your microphone recording? Obviously you want it at 100%, unless you have a good reason for why you don't want it at 100%. Push to talk, enable, disable, that's up to you. I prefer my audio to be on all the time, so I don't have to remember to toggle the recording on and off. I'll deal with anything that I don't want in post when I'm editing the video. Audio boost, so you have a bunch of settings here, so off, low, or high, depending on how good your microphone is. Select the best option for you. Me, it's on high. I have a blue Yeti Nano. It's not the best microphone out there, but hey, it gets the job done, and it does require a high audio boost just so you can actually hear my voice. I'm not going to go through any of the live streaming stuff, because I haven't really tried live streaming all that much. I did do one test some months ago, but it didn't really go so well. But again, my experience on this is extremely limited, so I can't really give you any advice. And I'm just going to skip over this. So media save location. Basically just where you want to save your recordings. So I save mine on an SSD, which is at drive H in a folder called Relive. So instant replay, I've got that enabled. So basically it allows you to save your last recordings in X number of minutes. So for example here, the instant replay duration setting is set to 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. So when I hit a hotkey on my keyboard, so Radeon Relive will save the last 10 minutes of footage, whether that's on my desktop, whether that's in a game or whatever. Instant replay buffer. Okay, so you have two options here: disk storage or system memory. So this is kind of where you want the instant replay to be stored, the instant replay buffer to be stored, whether that's on the disk or system memory. I haven't tried using system memory before, but I assume it's just gonna take up a bunch of reps. So it'll probably dedicate, I don't know, 7.5 gigabytes of RAM just for this recording. So for this reason, or this suspicion, I chose disk storage. So instant replay GIF, I've never tried this, but I guess it allows you to save one of your instant replays as a GIF. Never used it, can't give any advice on it. And it's the same for the in-game replay, just to savor both of them. So audio capture device. So I've got, you should have a number of options here. Well, I know I do anyway. So the default option should always be selected in my view, unless there's a good reason for why you want to select others. So this is basically kind of the default audio device, whichever audio device is set up as a default for your operating system. So my default is crisp microphone. So just in case, yeah, I'll just go through this actually. So if I go here, so I'm using I'm trying a crisp right now, which is like a background, noise cancellation, and it's bound to my microphone, which is the Blue Yeti Nano. So if you have crisp set up, you have to select that as the audio capture device. If not, you can just simply select whatever microphone you've got attached. And obviously the video capture device will be HD webcam or whatever webcam or whatever you got connected to your PC. Okay, so I'm now going to take you through some of the hotkeys just to see what kind of hotkeys that I'm working with. So if I click on hotkeys over here and I scroll down, you'll see that the instant replay hotkey set to Alt F10. So whenever I hit Alt F10, it's going to save the last 10 minutes of whatever it is, whether that's the desktop or the game. And if I hit Alt F9, it'll actually toggle the recording on and off. So that's what I've got going on, man. Hopefully this guide helped you out. If you've got a Radeon card, you can follow this simple guide and then just kind of tweak it to whatever you've got going on, and it should work just fine. So anyway, that's it from me, and I'll catch you in the next video, man. Take care.